In our cooking video today, we're going to do Chicken Tikka Masala. It's an Indian style dish and it's really popular with my family. So I'll go through the ingredients that we're going to use in this dish today. It's garlic and ginger. I've got some whole seed cumin and coriander. This is Garam Masala and a little salt, onion, sugar, cute little sugar ball. These are cardamom pods. I've got a couple ingredients here that you probably don't have, but I'll explain what we can use in place of them at the end here. I got cayenne pepper, tomato paste, and a small can of petite diced tomatoes. I got milk and a pint of heavy cream. That's jasmine rice, a little vegetable oil, and some beautiful cilantro. So if you don't have garam masala, in this recipe you can substitute 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of clove. And if you don't have cardamom pods, you can substitute about another 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. And that'll work perfectly. Let's get going. For this chicken tikka masala recipe, of course, we have chicken. I have turmeric and garam masala, salt. I have some garlic and ginger, yogurt, and I've got coriander and cumin, both in seed form. I'm going to put the cumin and coriander in the spice grinder, which I've already put about 1 teaspoon in there, and I'm going to grind them up a little bit. I've got the coriander and cumin all ground up. I'll add that to the other. I'll add that to the other spices here. Beautiful. I've got the garlic and ginger here. I'm going to use, it's about 1 ounce of each here. I'll just loosen the skins here a little bit. Kind of noisy, aren't I? There. Okay, rough chop here. I've already sliced the ginger. Now we're just going to cut it up a little bit with the garlic. That's going to go right into the small food processor here. Ginger are done. Set that right here. Now for the chicken breast, I have, in this situation, I have the larger chicken breast, so usually whenever I work with this kind of thing, I would butterfly these into a little more reasonable thickness. And I'm going to cut this into a couple of slices just so that more surface area gets the marinade on it. You may want to just get smaller breast to make this a little easier. It's about 20 ounces here. There. That is ready to marinate. So we're going to take the ginger, garlic, put it in a bowl right here. Maybe a little bit more there. Got the spices here: coriander, cumin, salt, garam masala, and turmeric. Okay, so we have the garlic and the dry spices in there. We're going to mix that up. I want to take half of this garlic ginger spice mixture and save it for later. So I'm going to okay, then I'll add the yogurt to the garlic ginger spice mixture. Half of it, anyway. Mix that in. You can get a nice color from that turmeric. It adds a lot of color to a dish. Beautiful. Then we'll add the chicken. Make sure the chicken is covered well with the marinade. I would add them about one at a time. There, chicken's all marinated. I'm going to cover this with saran wrap, put it in the fridge. It should be in for 6 hours up to 24 hours. I have the chicken that we've already marinated. We did it for about 7 hours, but like I said, you could do it overnight, or you could do it for 6 or 7 hours. Either one works. I'm going to put on this sheet pan. I've sprayed it with a little non-stick. That's going to go in a 400-degree oven, and it's going to take about 12 minutes, 10 to 15, depending on your oven. So I have the chicken ready to go in the oven. I have the oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm using convection bake, but regular will be fine. I'm going to set a timer on 12 minutes. The rice is jasmine rice. I've got 1 1/4 cups of water on the stove here with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to add 1 cup of jasmine rice, and I'll give that a little stir. Bring that back to a boil. That's going to take about 12 minutes as well, so it just seems like the perfect thing. I've just turned down the pan for onions that we're going to use in this recipe, and I've got about a little over 5 ounces of onion here that we'll dice up. And okay, onions are diced. I'm going to put a little oil in this saute pan I've got heating up. About 3 tablespoons. Okay, while those onions are cooking, this is the, I've got the cardamom pods here. Cardamom pods, put them in the coffee grinder. Oh my God, if you have these, they are really cool. I know most people aren't going to, but they have a really, this would be way different than using the ground that you buy at the store, if you see that. I just strain out with a little tea strainer, the pods, and that leaves the cardamom right there. Let's check out our onions. They need another couple minutes. Okay, I think the onions are ready. Next ingredient, tomato paste. Our spice blend that we made, that half went in with the chicken marinade, and goes in here. That's the cardamom from those pods. And I'm going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. There's our timer. We'll check that stuff momentarily. Those spices heat up a little bit, get nice and hot and fragrant. Spices, onions, all ready. Diced tomatoes, juice and all. I'm going to let that cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. I'll check the chicken. Oh, it feels good. Just a little teeny bit of color. We'll have to let that cool for probably about 10 minutes. Tomatoes have been cooking about 5 minutes. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. And about a half a teaspoon of salt. I've got 2 cups of heavy cream, or a pint, if you will. And I've got about a half a cup of milk. That's going to cook for probably about 6 minutes or so, 6 or 7. It's got to reduce a little bit. You don't really see it, but behind the scenes, she's really a slave driver. Oh, you're back. I've got about an ounce of cilantro. I washed that off. We're going to chop it up a little bit. The thing with cilantro is you really can leave stems in. They're really flavorful. Even though my wife doesn't like to keep them, I gotta get rid of a few big ones there, but my wife doesn't like them too much, but...
What does she know?
Yeah, what does she know, right? Okay. We're gonna take 2/3 of the cilantro and add it into the sauce. Cooled off nicely, so I'm going to cut it up into bite-sized pieces. Here's the star of our show, Max. He loves when I cook. So, chicken's all done. I'm going to add that to the sauce now. The sauce is looking beautiful. I did add a little bit more tomato paste because you want the color to be like orangish, just like that. Sort of like a vodka sauce maybe. We're going to, really it's just to heat up the chicken now. It's pretty well all cooked through, so I'm not going to try and toss that. That could be messy. So, yeah, a couple minutes there, and we're going to serve this on that jasmine rice. So I went to get the cilantro from Phil DeLuke at DeLuke's Garden Center and Winery, and I ended up with some beautiful cilantro that we use today, and a bottle of wine from Phil at Northern Flow, and some lovely pansies for our filming. We're going to take the rest of the cilantro, put it on top here. Oh my God, that looks good. It's a perfect color. I think we did good, and it just looks great. Smells good. It's wonderful. Thanks for watching.